Hello everyone, welcome to the Concern Podcast where we unpack political, social, economic and cultural stories shaping our world. I am Emmanuel Taban. Now a very interesting development, I think it was yesterday but once, the president or the minister of presidential affairs, Africano Mande, issued out a statement letter and posted, it was all about the social media and all platforms. And in that statement, he issued that effective immediately, the issuing of presidential decrees through the South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, SSBC, will cease. Starting from the day that the statement was issued, according to the minister, there is no presidential decrees. Decrees that falls under the prerogative of the president are not going to be issued anymore through SSBC, where you see someone reading every the decree letter by letter, word by word. We're not going to see that anymore. Instead, we are going to witness from the day the statement was issued onward that these decrees would be issued or would be served to the individual ministers who got affected, those who were relieved and those who were appointed to take over these positions through the relevant ministries. And this will affect not only the ministers but also members of the National Assembly and members of the Council of State and head of parastatals and government institutions and undersecretaries and all this. Effective immediately, we are not going to see the presidential degrees read through SSBC anymore. That is the thing. And second of all, in the statement also, they said it will be illegal. Effective immediately, it is illegal for anyone to post on social media or WhatsApp or whatsoever platform any document that bears the seal or the signature of the president. Very interesting. In this video, I want us to look at the dangers of this and why the president might have come up with this, or why the president has ceased to issue presidential decrees through the SSBC. This is what we are going to look at in this video. But before we proceed, if this is your first time, please subscribe, hit on the notification button, like, comment, and if the videos interest you, share with your colleagues. It's a way of making this channel grow. Thank you so much for those who have been supporting us. We are so much grateful and continue doing so. Now back to our video. As I said, that the president is not going to be issuing presidential decrees that falls under his prerogative through SSBC. From now onwards, it will be very hard for the public to know who has been appointed or who has been relieved from their positions. Very hard. And again, starting from yesterday, it is illegal for anyone to post any document that bears the signature of the President of the Republic of South Sudan. Now, I want us to look at the dangers of this. One thing we must know is that all these positions that were stated in that letter statement issued by the Minister of Presidential Affairs, that the appointment or an appointment is not going to be made public, these are all public positions by law. These are public positions. And every South Sudanese deserves to know who occupies these positions. Every South Sudanese deserves to know who occupies a position or who leads a certain ministry or who is removed from that ministry. That is one. Therefore, saying that we are not going to be knowing it or issuing public decrees, it's not going to be availed anymore, means that many South Sudanese are going to be kept in the dark. In fact, majority of them, or all South Sudanese, are going to be kept in the dark. We are not going to know anymore who is a minister occupying a certain position, who leads a certain government parastatal. We are going to be kept in the dark and see if the president is going to bring people who are close to his members of his family to these positions. I mean, people are going to occupy these positions without us knowing exactly who they are. That is the problem with it. The importance of bringing this decrease on public nation-owned broadcasting media is that the public gets to know about who occupies this position, where is it coming from, what part of, I mean, like, for accountability, it's good, so that when people see that the president is trying to do it in a wrong way, they can easily resist it. But therefore, making the citizens not knowing who occupies certain position or who got removed. First of all, we're going to be kept away from knowing our government. We're not going to know who our government officials exactly are, where they come from, how are they related to the president. It's very hard for us to understand that. That's the thing. The president may decide and bring all members of his family having in so many positions, or even his relatives, and no one is going to know about it. No one is going to know about it. Look at that danger. Look at that. So it is very dangerous that the public is not going to be knowing who occupies certain positions. I mean, these positions are all public positions, and every citizen ought to know who occupies these positions. So saying that the public is going to be kept in the dark from knowing, I mean, I feel it is unfair. It is really unfair, and it's just unfair, and doesn't make any sense to me. Second of all, in that statement, it is stated that any document that possesses the signature of the president will not be posted on any social media platform. Now, I want us to look at the intention for this. Assuming that there's a very, very critical issue, or maybe things to do with our revenues, things to do with our oil or gold or anything, and that resource is being sold and it bears the signature of the president, and the way how that gold or that oil or any resource or any other thing is done, or any other document is signed by the president which is not to the will of many South Sudanese, we are not going to know about it. And we are not going to know exactly if it is the president who has signed, because there is no any public document that can easily make us understand that this is the president, since it has his signature. I mean, the importance of having these documents, having the seal of the president, is such that it is for accountability as well. We get to know that it is the president who has done this move. But now in a situation where all these documents are going to be kept away from the public, it is going to be hard for us to know what deals our government are doing with other governments of other countries and other companies. It's going to be very hard. Our resources are going to be sold away without us knowing. We can have all documents that bears the seal of the president, and simply because they are not supposed to be posted, no one is going to risk doing that, and they will do things according to their own will, and the public will never get to know about it. We will not have whistleblowers coming out posting these documents that are very, very important for the public to know and for accountability purpose. This is the danger of these moves. South Sudanese are going to be ignorant about who leads them. We're not going to know which ministers occupies what position, which directors occupy certain government institutions, and undersecretaries occupy what, but it's very hard. This is the challenge with this.
On our business section for today, are you a South Sudanese parent living in Uganda who desires to preserve your child's national identity, cultural values, and academic continuity without sending them back to South Sudan? Then worry no more. Excel International School proudly offers South Sudanese families in Uganda the opportunity to access the South Sudan national curriculum in a secure, nurturing, and academically enriching environment right in Uganda. As you pursue stability and opportunity in Uganda, your children can continue their education seamlessly following the South Sudan syllabus, guided by qualified, experienced teachers who understand both the academic standards and cultural foundations of South Sudan. At Excel, they deliver genuine South Sudan curriculum, strong moral and academic foundation, experienced and culturally grounded educators, safe and supporting learning environment, and convenient campuses both in Kampala and Arua. For the Kampala campus, they are located at Zambia opposite the American Embassy, or you can contact the principal at 077-168-2831 or 074-2288-712. And the Arua campus is located at Adalafu in Arua City, or you can contact the management at 077-3498-768. Admission for the 2026 and registration for the 2026 academic year is ongoing. Parents are encouraged to register early as places are limited. Give your children an education that connects them to home, heritage, and hope without borders. Excel International School. Fear God to excel.